Today, our fellow citizens, our way of life, our very freedom came under attack.
The moment I saw what was unfolding and realized the scale of it and realized the likely cause of it, I did feel a really deep sense of mission. You know, I took a view then that the interventionism that I had promulgated as a policy around the time of Kosovo was going to have to be extended and used, but probably in very different circumstances and in circumstances that were going to be, you know, profoundly disturbing for people.
Blair felt his hour had come. Before 9/11, Blair's Chicago doctrine was little more than good intentions. To intervene effectively around the world would need American power. Now the vision was shared.
The thing I liked about Tony Blair was is that he could project, he could see. Tony Blair clearly saw the threats facing civilization after September the 11th.
Before 9/11, Bush had been even more reluctant than Clinton to commit American forces abroad. After 9/11, Bush became as keen as Blair to reshape the world around them. The two men quickly formed a genuine bond.
To me, it's easier to deal with a person who just believes in some basic fundamentals. And we didn't have long religious discussions. I mean, you know, what do you think of certain passages in the Bible? But I think it's more of kind of a psychology and a mood. It's just a general trust. I don't know if Tony Blair would ever say George Bush is my great personal friend. You know, he may. But I can tell you that my relationship was one that was comfortable. We laughed a lot. He kindly laughed at my corny jokes, and I laughed at his not corny jokes. I view our relationship as a relationship forged in battle. A relationship that was writing the first chapter of this ideological struggle against cold-blooded murderers who kill the innocent to achieve political objectives.
Is that how you see it too?
Yes, I do see it like that. I mean, I think this is partly about the modern world and Islam's place in it, but it's also partly about whether people are able to create, you know, disputes in which people end up hating each other rather than reconciling. And it is a struggle for a generation. I don't have any doubt about that at all.
So honored that the British Prime Minister has crossed an ocean to show his unity with America. Thank you for coming, friend.
The kaleidoscope has been shaken. The pieces are in flux. Soon they will settle again. Before they do, let us reorder this world around us.
Osama bin Laden was quickly identified as the man responsible for 9/11.
فإن جهاد الأمريكان وإن قتال الأمريكان هو من صميم الإيمان.
The attack on the World Trade Center was the culmination of a series of attacks, including the bombing of the US Embassy in Nairobi in 1998, in which 214 people died. Bin Laden was operating from Afghanistan, and going after him meant going after Afghanistan's fundamentalist Taliban regime. Blair now embarked on a whistle-stop tour of the world's capitals, seeking to build an international coalition of the type that had defeated Slobodan Milosevic. It was a job for which he was particularly suited.
One of his great strengths is his power of persuasion, both at the level of charm. He had, oozes charm. He could articulate arguments better than any other world leader
on the international stage.
Stephen Wall was the man who handled Blair's relations with Europe.
Of all the politicians that I worked for, he more than anyone had supreme confidence in the rightness of his own judgment, even more than Margaret Thatcher, I would say. So from the word go, he thought that he was right, and he thought that his powers of persuasion would prevail.
Blair was soon reaching out beyond traditional allies.
I remember going to see President Putin, and he was very supportive because he had been saying for years, no matter how much you criticize me in Chechnya, please understand, this is an extremism that's going to erupt on you.
Blair's chief foreign policy advisor was present during the talks.